How was your
Just got
workout?
home from the gym. I had a good one in.
How was your workout?
It was good, man. Trevor's working me hard. I'm pretty much in the best shape I ever been in. Besides maybe wrestling, I don't know. That's hard to top. But this is a different kind of training.
The NCAAs are this weekend.
Yeah.
In St. Louis, and so of course, Flow Wrestling is gonna be the spot I'm gonna go look and check all that crap out. But the issue becomes, everyone talks about, hey, what's the first thing I should learn as a fighter, as an MMA fighter? And I always say wrestling, of course, because I'm biased. I was a wrestler. You're a wrestler. You understand the hard workouts, the hard attitudes. But as I'm looking at it with my partner here in my gym at Strong Sports in LA, we're talking about how a lot of wrestling doesn't translate in MMA. Like, it's very specific to the sport. But the one thing that I learned was how to get through workouts, how to go hard, how to go tough. How to get beat on Monday and coming on Tuesday with a different attitude. Let Monday go, but learn the lesson and try to get better. Do you still find that happening to you when you're in practices too?
Oh, absolutely, man. Wrestling, defined the person that I am. It's made me who I am here because of wrestling. The discipline that it teaches you, I think, is the biggest thing. Like you said, learning to push yourself. Quit. You're gonna quit on yourself in wrestling. If you're doing it right, you'll quit on yourself numerous times, hundreds of times, if you do it for enough years. And quitting on yourself is a tough thing to do, especially quit on yourself and come back and you said, get a workout in the next day and get better. So yeah, that's the biggest thing from wrestling. But you know, I think the biggest thing in wrestling, transition from wrestling to MMA, I think, is your stance. A lot of guys right-handed, you are either with your left leg in fighting, so that's a big difference. Luckily, I lived with my left leg my whole life, so it's just something that's transitioned well.
Yeah, so you're like me. You're a left-handed wrestler, but you're a right-handed boxer. Where I was a left-handed boxer and a right-handed wrestler, so my stance never switched. Now a lot of guys had to pop their stances around, and one of the things I
Yeah,
see,
and it's opposite for him.
it's so odd. Like I talked to a lot of wrestlers that were great wrestlers, and now they're right-handed boxers. Like, why the hell would you change your stance? Like, you spent 25 years in that one stance. Why would you switch your stance? Just be a left-handed boxer, because you're always going to
Exactly.
be a better wrestler. No matter what you do, you're going to be a better wrestler always. Just be that wrestler.
Exactly. It makes no. Yeah, it makes no sense. And I have a two-time Division One All-American here from Clarion, and he's having that problem, man. Like he can't pick the boxing up because it's everything, every time you move, it's backwards. And I've told him that. And we have one guy that's in the UFC that's a right-handed wrestler or left-handed wrestler, whatever. He fights left-handed because that's his stance, and it works well for him. But the other guys new. I think he just has to figure it out.
Yeah, that's the tough part is trying to figure out your game, what works and what doesn't work. So let's talk about your opponent, Louis Palomino. Like, what's going to work for you? Like, what's going to happen now in this fight? You're still undefeated, 13-0. I mean, you're crushing fools. This last fight with Guillard was a split decision win, so that was your closest one to date. But he was also the toughest opponent you've had as far as name recognition goes. Is Louis Palomino a tougher
Yeah.
opponent than Melvin, even though he doesn't have as big a name?
I think so. I felt a lot tougher than Melvin. For one, me and Melvin were friends, training partners. When you train with someone, you learn their, it's crazy. You know how it is. When you wrestle the worst guy on the team, at the end of the season, he's going to be giving you a tough match, no matter what, no matter how far, much better. So Melvin, he knew how to not get knocked out by me. He knew I hit hard, and he stayed out of the way. Chopping those legs. If it would have been 5 rounds, I think I would have got the finish. And I sure as hell don't think it was a split decision, but I fault for not finishing.
So let's talk about Palomino. How's this fight going to go? Like, what do you see him trying to do?
Man, he's all around, gamer. He's not the best wrestler by any means, but he's got great. He wouldn't be easy if I wanted to take him down. It's not going to be easy. But I'm more athletic. I'm a lot taller, and like you said, I'm under. He might look sloppy when I'm in there, but it's all calculated risk, and I hit hands on him.
Is you going down from Colorado down to Phoenix? Is that going to be an advantage to you because you're up so high?
I think so. It's all confidence, and it definitely gives me confidence when level. I don't see the. I don't know. It's all in your head. I get tired. I push myself so hard. I'm gonna get tired. But in order to defend yourself from me, you're gonna have to get really tired as well.
I've been doing in retirement. I've actually changed my training for obvious reasons, but I've also looked at different ways of how to train. I've started spending a lot of time with this Phase 4 system down here in LA, and it's a different kind of thought process of how to train. Have you done anything differently in your athletic strength and conditioning that's different than what you've been doing over the last couple of years? Have you changed it up a little bit to kind of more mold it a little bit better for MMA in the long run?
Yeah, I think so. I think a little less lifting and a little more cardio, honestly. Like, you know, you have to strain your muscles to go 25 minutes. I'm fighting for a championship every time I fight now, so that's 25 minutes. And I have to train, for one, you have to train your heart, because those are two things that might give out. And your heart gives out, you're going to die. And when your head gives out, you might as well just quit. Those are two things that I have to get ready for. I have to get ready to push my limit so that I've never done. And yeah, it's a little different, you know. It's like training for one match, you know. In a wrestling season, today, so it's a whole different kind of training.
All right, Just, thanks, man. I know you just got done with practice. I know you got a big day tomorrow, so I'm gonna let you go, man. I really appreciate it. Thanks for always coming on here, and have fun in Phoenix next week. It's gonna be a good fight.
Oh.
Everyone wants to catch it. It's on CBS Sports, right? Is that what?
NBC Sports.
NBC Sports. I get there's so many fights now on TV. I can't tell which one's on what anymore.
They sound the same.
I know. NBC Sports, World Series of Fighting. It's gonna be a great matchup. The champ. Just thanks, man. I appreciate you coming on here, bud.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Thanks for having me, as always.